TrainWorldTV. We have a very special appearance today. We're here with Jason Schron of Rapido Trains. He invited us to the Danbury Railway Museum to show some new products. So stay tuned. He's going to show you all the products that he's showing some dealers today. So you get this sneak peek on TrainWorldTV.
Hello TrainWorld customers, it's Jason Schron here from Rapido Trains Inc. and
Bill Schneider from Rapido Trains Inc.
And we're at the Danbury Railway Museum where we did a massive product launch at our US dealer open house today. So we are going to show you all of our new announcements today. So come and have a look.
That was awesome.
Our first big announcement is both at HO and N scales. It's Amtrak's Horizon cars. This is the first time that the Horizon fleet has been given the full Rapido treatment. That means that it is totally complete inside and out. Underbody has all separate conduits and piping and equipment. Inside this is the HO scale model, all separate seating in different colors, etc. Even our N scale model, even though it doesn't have all separate piping underneath, we got all the underbody equipment properly represented. It's really given that full Rapido treatment that we're famous for our passenger cars. So it's our first time doing it on a real modern passenger car with the Horizons. It's a a very contemporary car in the United States. And the Horizons they have two different, they were modified over time, so eventually the folding steps were replaced by fixed steps and the sliding doors were replaced by swing doors. We're obviously representing all those different variations. They have working interior lighting on DC and DCC. They have working marker lights on DC and DCC, and they are both in HO and N scale. So it's nice to actually bring out, a lot of times the N scale guys say, hey, how come you bring out the HO stuff, months or years before the N scale stuff? Well, now they're coming out together. We're bringing out them in HO and N. And then we're bringing their older cousins, the Comets. We have a little poster down here with the Comets. The Comets are a commuter car that was originally a Pullman standard car, later a Bombardier or Bombardier as they say over here, right? And they are in the commuter cars, the Comets. We're doing the cab cars with working headlights, ditch lights, working marker lights, working interior lights, and we're doing the trailer cars, the regular coaches as well. Here in Danbury, it's great. We've actually been watching the Comets go back and forth throughout the day as we've been having our open house. It's been a lot of fun.
Great research.
Yeah, exactly. Grab it quickly. Go underneath it. I want to get the underbody. So again, it's an incredible amount of detail with the multicolored interiors, the full lighting, etc. And to me, the underbody is actually, as I've said many times, very important, because you can't just put 3 blobs there, or you can't just take the same standard underbody component under every car. It all has to be accurate for that car, because that's what makes the car. The function is all that equipment underneath. Bombardier has been very kind to us and having no skirting on the car, so we can really show off all that detail. There's lots of fun to have there with the detail level on the cars. So those are our first 2 announcements, HO and N scale, the Horizons and the Comets, and that leads nicely into Bill's discussion of the HO relaunch here.
So several years ago we did the FL9, the original version. These engines lasted right up until the 2000s, and several of them were rebuilt by Connecticut Department of Transportation. These were built by a company called Chrome Crankshaft, and they lasted
2009.
2009, I think. Yeah, right. Pulling Comet cars, so the two tie very nicely together. This is much more than just a few parts on the original FL9. It's actually fairly comprehensive new tooling. It's a new roof, a new nose, new rear, new underbody components, lots of little detail parts. Jason doesn't know all this stuff we're throwing in yet, just don't tell him. It's really going to be a beautiful, accurate model of this really iconic locomotive that ran right outside the door here just until a few years ago.
Right, and I mean, we did launch this originally soon after our first run of FL9s, which was a complete sellout, and did very well. We didn't sell out, it was a sellout. And it did very well. And so, but then we just got really busy as the company's been growing, and the project got sidelined. So now that we've got the Comet cars to go with them, we're relaunching this, and the order deadline for these locomotives is October 31st. Because the tooling is almost finished, we're ready to just get them into production in the fall. So October 31st for this, whereas the Horizons are November 18th, and the common cars. We got lots of time. February 10th. We wanted to show samples in person at the big Springfield show, the Amherst Mall Roadside show. So we got till February, so plenty of time. And we're gonna have more YouTube videos of all this stuff, obviously, especially the Comets and the Horizons as time goes on. Let's head over to the other side of the room. We'll show you more stuff. Here we are on the other side of the room, and we have the Amtrak F40 plus other F40s. These are the later phase F40 locomotives.
These are the Phase 2B locomotives. They were the most numerous of the Phase 2 locomotives. They vary from our original Phase 1 model in that the underbody arrangement is actually reversed, the fuel tank and the battery box and the reservoir location. So the underframe is all new. The cab is enlarged for the larger horns, K5LA. And there's one extra batten strip on the back. So this is actually, again, it looks very similar, but it's a fairly comprehensive rebuild. We're also doing the Phase 3, which is a slightly later yet, F40PH, and this is being done without dynamics. This is MBTA and New Jersey Transit, their common commuter units.
Yeah, so
again, tying in nicely with the...
We've also done lots of ex-Amtrak locomotives here. Right. For example, the Agua Canyon Tour Train. The CSX with their executive train has the larger fuel tank and the new air reservoirs we're doing there. We got the ski train, which we'll tell you more about in a minute, Virginia Railway Express, and then Montreal, which ran it for several years. But our Amtrak F40 is, I mean, it's the first time, we've already now done 2 runs of it, both of which have sold out. It's the first time that anyone's given that kind of level of attention and detail to a passenger locomotive, the F40. The F40 has been done so many times, but usually it's been of a train set quality or it's been entry level. Our F40 is like an ultimate 40. I'm going to leave the stage 1 second and grab it. Oh, it's right here. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm back on screen. Okay, so here's our MPCU Cabbage, which came out last year. It was a hugely popular model. This is a rebuild from F40s, and it shows you, I don't know if you can see the detail, but come nice and close up. You can see the level of detail in our models. You can see the traction motor cables down there, and all of the piping is standard. Even on this simplified roof, you've got all the texture and the equipment that you have on the roof, the different antennas, the working strobe lights, you know, separate. I mean, it's giving full, serious attention to a passenger locomotive, which often hasn't been the case. Right, so our Amtrak F40 is very, very highly regarded, and a lot of people ask us, when are you bringing out the later phase bodies? Now don't get confused, there's Phase 1 paint, or sorry, Phase 2 paint and Phase 3 paint. We're not talking about the paint now, we're talking about the bodies. There's a Phase 1 body, Phase 2 body. The Phase 2 locomotive is as built, outline a different locomotive, in a sense. You know, so the Amtrak F40, the F40s, the order deadline for that also November 18th. You want to get your orders in for your F40s with delivery early next year. Our next big announcement tied in to the F40s is the Rio Grande Ski Train. The ski train is a very popular tourist train up until 2009. It started in 1940. It went from Denver to Winter Park, Colorado, and you've got that. It goes through Moffat Tunnel. You have the famous shots of the ski train coming out of Moffat Tunnel. And in 1988, they upgraded the train with former Canadian Tempo cars, which I happen to have right here. And these were built in 1968 by a company called Hawker Siddeley, which is a British company that had a Canadian arm, and they ran for CN, like this model here, and for Via Rail, and then went to Ski Train. And now they're actually back, and they run with the Algoma Central. They're back in Canada. But these models we're actually producing them for Canada, and they're coming out very soon. But you can see the level of detail that's going to be in your Ski Train model. They've got a wonderful aluminum finish. You got full interior. Each seat's a separate piece. You got interior lighting. You've got marker lights on the end, and look at that detail underneath. Isn't that incredible? All of you got your Nor 26C brake equipment. You've got your all your underbody, your AC condenser unit, compressor unit, and I don't know if you can even see that in the video there, right? But that's the compressor, and we've even got details and a separate pipe, totally invisible to the naked eye. These cars are going to look brilliant when they roll down the hill during a derailment. Okay, so then you'll be able to see all the underbody equipment. The trucks have roller bearings on the wheel sections, real roller bearings. So they really, because they're inside bearing trucks, and we all have a problem where manufacturers make cars with inside bearing trucks, and they're sleds, they don't turn. These ones turn, they go really nicely. They got the outside disc brakes on there, you know, so they're really something special, these guys. And so this gives an idea of what the ski train is going to look like. One thing I should tell you about the ski train, it comes in a 3-car set. which is the parlor club, the cafe lounge, and the coach. We're also selling coaches and snack coaches separately. Here's the deal. The snack coaches, the real thing was a modified coach. If we get enough orders for the snack coach, we will do the necessary modified tooling to get move the window and add in a little snack bar. So definitely, if you want to order this set, make sure you get those snack coaches as well. This train was a monster train. It regularly ran like something like 17, 18 cars. So you're going to want all 3 of the ski train locomotives that we're offering because the prototype had them. Now, if you're modeling before 2000 or 1999, you're going to want to have freight engines like a GP60 or something like that pulling your ski train. And then in 1999 you had Amtrak F40s, and then after that you had ski train F40s. So it really could be pulled by a variety of equipment. Thankfully, we make the Amtrak and the ski train F40s. We don't cover the freight stuff, but we got you covered there.
2 out of 3.
There you go. There you go. And now finally, let's talk about our new freight car. I'll get the sample for you.
Oh, thank you. We're announcing also this weekend the USRA double sheath 40-foot wood boxcar. This is a car that something like 25,000 copies were built shortly after World War I. They were delivered to railroads throughout the country. They were basically a standardized design. And these cars lasted well into the 50s and some even into the 1960s without any significant changes. We're offering this car with both the K-brake system as it was originally delivered and also the AB brake system as it would have been upgraded sometime after World War II.
Close up, take it for it.
Yep. This is, that could be one of each.
Sure. He painted these, eh? He's a good job.
Yeah, well, just don't close up too much. This is the K-brake as it was originally delivered with all just 1 brake reservoir, and then the AB underneath with the 3 components.
Got new trucks on these.
And these, yeah, the USRA style Andrews trucks. Carmer cut levers, which the freight car aficionados will recognize, and everybody else is going to say, what is that weird thing? And the stem winder brake gear. And of course, individual ladders and grabs all the way through.
This is the first time this car has been given that kind of Rapido treatment.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Normally it's just a simple kit.
And because the car lasted so long, so many different people could use this car. It's just a great addition.
Now the order deadline's quite tight for the USRA boxcar and the ski train. You got to order those by September 9th. Okay, all the tooling is done. They're ready for production. These cars, the one thing about the USRA cars and the Rio Grande ski trains, we have a very tight order deadline on that. Got to place your order with your favorite hobby store by September 9th, because if you don't order by then you're not going to get any. Right, so definitely order on time. That's our deadline. We're ready to make these now, so they're ready to go. Those are basically our new announcements, but bear in mind, I'm not sure when you're watching this, Mr. Customer, Ms. Customer, but we have order deadlines regularly that are cycling through. For example, right now we're recording this at the beginning of June 2019, so there's a big order deadline June 24th, there's another order deadline August 12th, another deadline September 9th, October 31st, November 18th. Keep in touch with your store, keep in touch with Rapido's website and newsletters so you don't miss those deadlines.
Thanks for watching, guys. And again, you could get all your Rapido trains at TrainWorld.com. Shop online 24/7. Thank you.